This is personal for me. The middle class is where I come from. My mother kept a strict budget. We lived within our means, yet we wanted for little. And she expected us to make the most of the opportunities that were available to us and to be grateful for them. Because as she taught us, opportunity is not available to everyone. That's why we will create what I call an opportunity economy, an opportunity economy where everyone has the chance to compete and a chance to succeed.
On November 5th, we will save our economy. We will rescue our middle class. We will reclaim our sovereignty and restore our borders. And we will always put America first. We will take back our country.
Historically, the economy has been the biggest factor affecting elections. Pocketbook issues and cost of living are things that people care about. It affects their day-to-day lives. It affects what happens to their families and their children. So that factor is very important. There are Midwestern states that have not been doing very well economically. There's been a slight increase in manufacturing jobs, but in general, that part of the country has lagged behind the East Coast and the West Coast in economic well-being. So even though the unemployment rate is low, people have a sense that the economy is not working well for them. They personally are not doing well, and this creates a lot of anxiety on their part about the future.
If Harris wins, a never-ending stream of illegal alien rapists, MS-13 animals, and child predators will flood into your communities. If I win on day one, we will begin the largest deportation operation in American history. Have no choice. We have no choice. No country can sustain this.
One of the top issues in this election that favors Republicans is immigration policy. People are worried about the border. They think too many undocumented individuals are coming over that border, drawing on American resources, taking jobs, relying on social services. They don't like this, and this has been a big plus for former President Trump. On the Democratic side, abortion and reproductive rights in general has been a great issue for Democrats. The majority of Americans are on the side of Kamala Harris on that particular issue. Many women are concerned about being able to control their own healthcare decisions. So we have a situation where immigration and reproductive rights are very important issues to voters, but they cut in very different ways, with one issue favoring Republicans and the other issue favoring Democrats.
Kamala Harris said that no state allows abortion in the 9th month, which is a complete and total lie. They do. They do. And even after birth in some cases. She claimed, I want to monitor women's pregnancies. I don't want to do that. I don't want to. It's a total lie. I don't want to do that. Women, I won't be following you around to the hospital, monitoring.
1 in 3 women in America lives in a state with a Trump abortion ban. This includes Georgia and every state in the South except Virginia. Think about that when you also combine that with what we know has been long-standing neglect around an issue like maternal mortality. Think about that when you compound that with what has been long-standing neglect of women in communities with a lack of the adequate resources they need for health care, prenatal, during their pregnancy, postpartum. Think about that. And these hypocrites want to start talking about this is in the best interest of women and children. Well, where you been? Where you been when it comes to taking care of the women and children of America? Where you been? How dare they? How dare they? Come on. When I am President of the United United States and when Congress passes a bill to restore the protections of Roe v. Wade, I will sign it into law.
Right now, Vice President Harris does have a very slight lead over Trump, although it remains very close. That actually puts her in a strong position in the sense that she's outraised Trump fairly substantially. She has volunteers in all the critical states. Trump is relying on outside groups to make phone calls and go door to door. So I think this race will stay close until the very end. Probably is going to come down to one or two crucial swing states. But the fact that she is ahead puts her in a stronger position and suggests that Democrats have actually gained a lot of momentum over the last 2 months since she entered the race.
There's a place called Springfield, Ohio, that you've been reading about. 20,000 illegal Haitian immigrants have descended upon the town of 58,000 people, destroying their entire way of life. This was a beautiful community, and now it's horrible what's happened. Enrollment on the state's Medicaid and food assistance programs have soared. Motor vehicle accidents have skyrocketed. Recording of 911 calls even show residents are reporting that the migrants are walking off with the town's geese. They take in the geese. You know where the geese are? In the park, in the lake. And even walking off with their pets. My dog's been taken. My dog's been stolen. This can only happen. These people are the worst.
I think each candidate has to know what his or her particular weakness is. With Trump, people are just concerned about him as a person. You know, he makes rude comments. He lies about a lot of different issues. People worry about his commitment to democratic elections. He keeps saying the last election was stolen, even though there were 60 court cases that proved otherwise. So he needs to reassure Americans that, one, he respects the rule of law, that he's not going to be crazy and chaotic if he becomes a president. She, on the other hand, is less experienced. She took positions a few years ago that were much more liberal than the policies that she's espousing now. So she has to reassure voters that it's the Kamala Harris of today that they're going to get as president, not the one who took very liberal positions just a few years ago.
As president, I will never waver in defense of America's security and ideals, because in the enduring struggle between democracy and tyranny, I know where I stand and I know where the United States belongs. Together, let us write the next great chapter in the most extraordinary story ever told. Thank you.